Hi everybody, my name is Bree and welcome back to my channel, Bree's Arts. All right, you guys, I'm super excited, of course, for today's video. Not only is it sponsored by Skillshare, but also it is Try It Tuesday. Now, I haven't participated in Try It Tuesday for quite a while, but this challenge is hosted by Sammie over at Unicorn Dust Designs. So Try It Tuesday is when we as creators take other people's decor that they have made and make them our own. And this video is in collaboration with Kathy Jo from Kathy Jo's DIYs. I will talk about her a little bit later. It is legit one of my favorite challenges in the DIY community. So with all of that being said, you guys, let's get into the first DIY. All right, you guys, and here we go with DIY number 1. Now look at this tray that Kathy Jo made. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. And she actually also made a tiered tray with this technique. So I am using a pizza pan from the Dollar Tree and one of the great big boxes of the tumbling tower blocks. And what we're gonna do here is shablam! Paint them all white. Now, I did have a lot of help from my daughter. She painted all of those blocks for me and the tray, so I'm so thankful for her. She is the best. And you can see here I'm using some tissue paper from the Dollar Tree. I absolutely love this pattern. It is so gorgeous. And keep in mind, you guys, if this tissue paper is not your style, Dollar Tree has lots of beautiful tissue paper that you can use for this project. And so you can see there, I'm just using some Mod Podge and just decoupaging that tissue paper to the tray. Now you will see as well, the tray is upside down, and that is very, very important for this DIY. So there we go, and just using my sanding block, just going around the edges and taking off all of the excess tissue paper. It's so, so easy. Rip, 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 take it off, sand, 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 and there we go. Just like that. And then I did decide just to use my sanding block over top of the entire thing just to distress it a little bit more. And then you'll see here I will grab my white chalk paint and my chippy brush and just go over the entire thing, just doing a quick dry brush across. We wanted this to look like nice and rough and weathered. And then, of course, taking some more Mod Podge to seal that tissue paper down. All right, so now for the tumbling tower blocks. I didn't use the entire package. I think there were probably about 10 left over. But what I did before, gluing them down and painting them is we did set it up prior to so that we could see exactly how many of those tumbling tower blocks that we actually needed. And now just going around hot gluing, and it's kind of like down on the ridge of the pizza pan. So, that's why it's so important to have it upside down. And just like that, look at how great that came out. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And so you will see that when you put the tumbling tower blocks in, there is kind of a little crevice that goes around. And so I'm just filling that in with some nautical rope from the Dollar Tree as well. And just going all the way around the inside with my hot glue, just smushing that rope into that little crevice. And then, of course, we are going to cut off the excess here and just make sure that it's nice and flush and glue the rest of it down. There we go. All right, look at it, it's coming together. Okay, so I got these barrels at the Dollar Tree as well. This entire project is Dollar Tree. And what we're gonna do is just take some white chalk paint. We are going to actually paint up 4 of these, and these are going to be the legs of our little tray here. One of my awesome subscribers actually gave me the idea to use these barrels as legs, so brilliant. And so just using some hot glue and just putting those in place. I just eyeballed it, you guys. If you want to measure, you do you. Whatever suits your fancy. But legit, you guys, that is it. Look at this beautiful tray. It's so like coastal and nautical and gorgeous. I absolutely love this. All right, everybody, I hope that you're enjoying these DIYs today. I just wanted to pop in here really quickly just to talk about Skillshare. I've worked with them before and they are awesome. Skillshare is an online learning community where thousands of people come together to explore their creative journeys. So some of the best things about Skillshare is that most of the classes are about 60 minutes or less. You can learn at your own pace, and they're curated specifically for learning, which means there are no ads. So that's uninterrupted learning for your creativity. So the classes are a combo of video learning, and they throw in a class project at the end. It is awesome. It is so neat. There are tons of different topics that you can choose from calligraphy to home decor to photography, anything you can think of to expand your creativity. So the most recent class that I've been taking is called Art Journaling for Self-Care, 3 Exercises for Reflection and Growth by Amanda Rach Lee. In this class, she teaches you some prompts to use so you are able to journal according to your mood, and how to use your journal for goal setting by using your creativity to put your thoughts and accomplishments down on paper. If you saw my most recent community tab post, you know that I've been junk journaling lately, and this class really helped me. So you guys, the first 1,000 people who click the link down in my description box will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so that you can start exploring your creativity. It is totally worth it, you guys, so make sure you click that link and get started. I would like to send a huge shout out to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. And with all of that being said, let's get back into those DIYs. All right, and here we go with DIY number 2. And this one, look at this toolbox. It is the most beautiful thing. I absolutely love this. Now, I didn't have all of the same materials that Kathy Jo did. Like, she had a much thicker, like cheese board, I think they're called, from the Dollar Tree. Mine are a lot thinner. And then using one of those wood planks. And don't pay any attention to those garden sticks because I do change my mind. What I'm gonna do, first of all, I'm just measuring this out here, and then we're gonna cut that down, and then we are going to magically paint these in white, just like that. And I just left the bottom blank because we didn't need to paint that. I'm running out of white chalk paint, to be completely honest, so I have to use it a little bit sparingly until I get my order from Amazon. And so I just grabbed 4 of the tumbling tower blocks, and we're going to also paint those in white, just like that. And don't you wish it was that easy? Seriously? Like, if I could just smush the paint bottle and the thing I want to paint together and it would just be magically painted. Oh, that would save me so much time. So again, using the same tissue paper. So at first I tried it just straight up and down, but then I thought I didn't see as much of the pattern that I wanted to. So I am putting the tissue paper down on an angle here. So same drill as before, you guys, just putting a nice thin layer of Mod Podge down and then putting the tissue paper down. So you can see there it's on an angle. Like I said, I just wanted to see more of the pattern and it gave it a little bit more interest too. But again, if this tissue paper is not your jam, you use whatever you want. Like that green, the green one that I use all the time with like the leaves on it. Oh, it's so stunning. That would be beautiful on this. Or there are tons of like spring prints that you can use. There are so many things that you can do with this tissue paper, you guys. The possibilities are endless. And so here you can see again, just sanding off all of the excess. And there we go. We have both of our little cutting boards done. And so now I'm just taking a bead of hot glue and going right along the very, very bottom of the cutting board there, and then just smushing that onto our wood plank. And then I am using a few of these tumbling tower blocks just for additional support so that there's more surface area that is glued together and so that it's nice and solid. So we'll do the same thing on both sides here. And you will see, yeah, that's totally crooked. I didn't even notice when I was putting it together. And I'm just going along, gluing everything together. And then I look and I'm like, oh my goodness, that is completely crooked. So I just kind of pried it back a little bit and then threw some hot glue in there and it worked out. It was just fine. See, just making sure. There we go. So instead of those garden stakes, you guys, I got these painter sticks from the Dollarama, and I'm using 3 on each side. And those little ridges there, I love those because they kind of make it look like it's kind of, uneven and busted up. So I'm just going to put all 6 of those together after I've measured them and use some masking tape all the way around. And then I am going to cut those all together with my miter box and my saw. And then just putting them on here nice and straight, making sure that everything's all lined up, and then using just some hot glue on the edges and throwing those in place just like that. It's so pretty. Oh, Kathy Jo, she has the best ideas. I swear to you. You need to check out her channel, you guys. She is amazing. And so there we go, and we'll do the same on both sides. Now I got this wooden plank from the Dollar Tree, and it comes in a whole bunch of different shapes as well. I got them quite a while ago. I haven't seen them lately, but hopefully, you have some in your stash or you can find them at your Dollar Tree. And then of course, just painting that up with my white chalk paint. I did both sides because you will be able to see the back through the slats on our little toolbox thingy. And using some Mod Podge and some more of our tissue paper on an angle, patting it down. And of course, you guys know, don't ever rub it because you will tear it. Just pat it down into place, and then using my my sandpaper, just going around the edges and getting rid of the excess. And there we go. Just like that. Sand. Make sure it's nice and smooth and gorgeous. And now using one of these ginormous bamboo skewers from the Dollar Tree and my miter shears, I just cut that down to size. And I did have to use my power drill to make the holes just a little bit bigger, just so you know, so that that dowel would fit in there. And then using some hot glue, just securing that into place. And then I have 2 of these half wood beads that I got off of Amazon to place on the ends of each one of these. And that is it, you guys. We're going to throw this on here, this plaque. It's so easy. And then, of course, I needed just a little extra. So I took this homeward off of a sign from a couple weeks ago and put that on there. And this is all finished. Oh, so cute. All right, you guys, like I said, I am collaborating today with my wonderful friend, Kathy Jo from Kathy Jo's DIYs. She's amazingly talented. She's the sweetest person ever, and she's absolutely hilarious. I die laughing watching her videos. And look at how talented she is. Look at this beautiful shelf. I cannot get over it. It is so gorgeous, and I would have totally made this had I had all the beads that was needed, but seriously, so beautiful. And
let's get on with the video.
Okay, you guys. Oh, I love her so much. So now for DIY number 3, she made this adorable laundry sign. I believe it was for her daughter. And unfortunately, I only had 3 of the signs that she used, but that's okay because we are going to use these 3 signs. And I'm just taking the plastic wrap off, and then there are prongs on the back, so you can just pop out the center of all 3 of these from the frames. And I am just going to use my razor blade scraper tool thing and just pry off all of these letters. I was trying to save them, but there was no saving these, you guys. Not a chance. No way. And now watch this. Yeah, that went flying. It went absolutely flying. So for your viewing pleasure, a little bit of slow-mo. Oh my goodness. Oh, to be in the craft room. It's so much fun. And so I'm just getting these all, like as much of the paper as I can off of those. And then I am going to just use the backs of each one of these and my white chalk paint, and we are going to paint all 3 of these up. I did use 2 coats on each one of these. So you can understand why I'm running low on white chalk paint, like holy schmoly. And again, using some Mod Podge and our tissue paper, we are going to decoupage on these as well. Again, using that method where it's just, you know, on a diagonal kind of, instead of it being completely straight, just to give it a little bit of interest. And you want to make sure that you line all 3 of these up when you're doing it so that the angle of the tissue paper is the same for all 3. So same technique as before, just going around with my sanding block and taking off all of the excess. Now I didn't show it. You can see here I used these little plaques. I got them off of Amazon. I will try to link them down below. And I painted them white, and now I'm just using my sanding block just to distress them down just a little bit. I wanted some of that natural wood to come through. And then I created these stencils on my Cricut, and they say relax, chill, and unwind. Now I will have the fonts listed down in my description box, you guys. So make sure you check down there for the fonts. I did write them down this time. And for those of you who've been watching me, you know I'm terrible with remembering fonts. So I made sure that I did it this time. So I just secured those down with the stencil vinyl, and I'm using my Nantucket blue. You guys know that is my absolute favorite color, and I am just using my dabby brush, and we are dab all the way across my stencils here. And you don't have to worry about full coverage because, you know, this is supposed to be, you know, nautical and weathered and beachy and fabulous. And so here, I don't know about you guys, I've said it before, I love to watch people weed vinyl, weed stencils, and these came out beautifully. I did not show it, but I did use some Mod Podge first before I put the paint down so that the paint would not bleed underneath my stencil. And now using a little tiny bit of white chalk paint and my chippy brush again, just going over top, you know, just making sure that everything is nice and cohesive and it's not just like blue. We don't want it to just be blue. We want to make sure that it looks weathered and old. And there we go. So you can see there, I did put the backings back into the frames there, and I'm just using some tumbling tower blocks just to allow these wood planks just to kind of pop out so that they have a little bit of a 3D effect. And now we are going to use some hot glue and push that in. Now you can see here, I did push a little bit too hard and then the prongs gave way in the back, so I did have to fix that. And there you can see that I did cover the backs of each one of those thingies in the middle, the thingies, with some contact paper as well, just to make sure that they're nice and finished off. And so now, get a measuring mat, you guys. Get a measuring mat, because it comes so in handy when lining these 3 signs up. Now you can see there it's about 1.5 inches in between each one. And I'm just using my square from the Dollar Tree to be sure that everything is nice and straight. And now using some of that same nautical rope, I am just going to hot glue that, make sure that it's flush with the bottom on that side, and then hot glue that all together. Make sure you hold each one in place so that they don't move, and then hot glue all the way up so that you have equidistance between each sign and they are level. If this makes any sense, you can see what I'm doing if you just watch. But same thing on the other side as well. I just flip those over so now you can really see the contact paper. Doesn't that look completely finished? It looks great. And then just using my hot glue again, making sure everything is nice and straight and that it doesn't move, and going along with my hot glue. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now for the finishing touch, you guys. So we are going to create this hanger effect, I guess, at the very top. So making sure that our loop at the top is nice and centered. I am just going to use some hot glue. See, pinch it down, use some hot glue, pinch that together, made a little loop on the top. And then I am going to use some hot glue and wrap this other piece of nautical rope around. Now I did go around 4 times using hot glue on the back every single time I wrapped it around so that it would not move. And you can see there, and you can just do 3 times if you want to. Like, it's completely up to you. You don't have to do this step if you don't want to. I just think it really finishes it off and it gives it, you know, a little more of like a nautical effect. This is going to go into my bathroom. It is so cute. I love this so much. And that is it, you guys. This is completely finished. Make sure you cut off the excess of the rope there, and that is it. Kathy Jo, you have the best ideas, I swear. So awesome. All right, you guys, that is it for our Try It Tuesday video. I want to send a huge thank you to Kathy Jo for collaborating with me today. She's a wonderful, wonderful person, you guys. She's definitely my absolute favorite person that I have met on my YouTube journey. Her channel will be linked down in my description box. Make sure you go and check her out. And I would like to send a huge thank you to Sammie at Unicorn Dust Designs for hosting this challenge, and to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Now, as always, you guys, let me know which one is your favorite of these DIYs. This toolbox is definitely my favorite. I think it came out so beautifully. And of course, if you like what you see, do me a solid. Tap that like button, maybe subscribe, tell your friends, all of that jazz. Stay tuned for the gag reel. Bye, guys. You didn't put any lips on today. Oh, Natch.
You look at that.
We're doing the Natch lips. So Try It Tuesday is absolutely. So Try It Tuesday is when we as creators get to try out other people's DIYs and make them our own. You have to. She always ruins the best takes. Do you have to be in the shot?
Well, okay, I'm laying down, so I'm very comfortable.
Move out of the shot.
No! My space.
She's back, y'all. She's back. We don't get to film together very often because she's working.
Not today. Not today.
So just a few awesome things about Skillshare are
Take a beat.
No!
Take a small beat.
No!
Just deep breath. Now, Skillshare.
Do you think they can hear that plane? Where's the plane? That is loud. And they are curated specifically for learning, which means that there are no ads, which means. Now, Try It Tuesday is.
What is Try It Tuesday?
We Try It Tuesday. We get to try it. We get to try it out. There are tons of different. Shh, shh, shh. Do or do not. There is no draw.
There's attempt.
We could attempt, yes. Attempt it Tuesday.